I haven't played Pokemon competitively since fall of 2014, but it might be time to come back. Here are 3 things I learned in 3 years away from the game and what that means for this channel. The first thing I learned is Pokemon is a very stable franchise. Of course, right? Well, specifically VGC, the video game championships, are very stable. And that's a more rare quality than I expected. I played some niche fighting games like BlazBlue and Guilty Gear. Honestly, even Street Fighter Cross Tekken wasn't as stable of a competitive scene as Pokemon VGC. If you look at Pokkén, for instance, yeah, events are there, but they're really scattered and not very big. Majors, if you can call them that, sometimes don't reach 50 entrants. Now, I still enjoy playing, of course. If you ask me which game is better, one or the other, I'm gonna give it to Pokkén. But VGC is much easier to compete. They have premier challenges, mid-season showdowns, international championships, regional championships, worlds. You know, all the circuit is very well developed and it's a lot easier to go out and actually play at events. Pokkén will get there over time, but we've got a ways to go. The second thing I learned, speaking of competition, is the game has improved drastically since the last time I competed. Gen 7 is actually the best generation for competitive Pokemon. Free. Almost every mechanic that I hated has either been toned down or they finally added real counterplay to it. Swagger got nerfed. Even confusion in general did. T-Wave got nerfed. Dark types are now immune to Prankster. Critical hits are down from a 1 in 16 chance to a 1 in 24 chance. They effectively took Dark Void out the game since Smeargle can finally no longer get it anymore, and even if it wasn't the game, it has 50 accuracy now. Tapu Fini exists with Misty Surge, which gets up that automatic Misty Terrain, which stops status for all Pokemon that are on the ground. That's amazing. They should have added that 3 gens ago. The only thing they still need to fix, in my opinion, is Rock Slide. That move has to get changed somehow. They either need to make a single target, or they need to make it not flinch, but that's the only thing that's really left. The RNG is why I left VGC, but they toned it down enough so that it doesn't bother me enough anymore to keep me from enjoying the game. The final thing I learned is negative, but I'm glad I learned it. TPCi is not your friend. They're not my friend. They're not anybody's friend. That company exists to create a profit and market their merchandise. It does not exist to benefit the players by creating better tournaments or to grow the player base. I mean, look what they're doing with Pokkén. After 3 years, this game still has almost no support from them with 1 North American qualifier, and that's it. I talk slightly positively about the VGC circuit, but it's really a rich get richer circuit. Go ask any of the VGC players about snowballing, they'll tell you all about it. If you have enough money and you can afford one of the international championships, you can snowball your way through the rest of the season with really mediocre results, but keep getting a lot of money in the process. Also, they keep on enforcing new rules that no one asked for, like my time, and DQing people because they don't specify their hidden power on their team sheet. I'm not lying, that's happened multiple times, people not specifying their hidden power on their team sheet, get their Pokemon taken off their team or they get completely disqualified. And I still also can't believe they're still using resistance to determine top cut, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. At least I guess that's better than the way Pokkén sees their events, which is a complete flustercuck. There's no other way to describe it, but that's for a different video. Anyway, I learned I cannot rely on TPCi's tournaments to be good. So my conclusion, Pokemon is very stable. Gen 7 is actually the best gen competitively, but I cannot rely on TPCi. So I might not attend many events, but I do like playing, so I'll be putting in work on Battle Spot and making some content for the game. If you see my other evil thoughts for Pokkén, that's the type of stuff I'll be doing for VGC as well. Pokkén is not going anywhere. Pokkén is really good. Just a heads up that VGC will be returning to the channel very shortly. If you're excited for VGC, let me know in the comments. And if you're interested in Pokemon or Pokkén, go ahead and check out the links in my description. Those do help me out just a little bit. Thanks for watching. See you soon.